kindergarten, and happy Friday. This is your morning meeting for Friday and your review lesson. We're going to do a little review lesson after morning meeting. Okay, let me get my pointer, and I'm pointing to the month. Do you remember what month it is? It's September. What letter does September start with? What letter is that? Yeah, it's an S. And what sound does September start with? September. It starts with a sound, right? Let's look at the end of the word. What letter does September end with? September ends with an R. What sound? What sound does it end with? September. September. It ends with an sound. Okay, now I'm pointing to the year. Do you remember what year it is? It's 2020. Or you can say 2020. So the numbers in the year are 2020. Okay, let's figure out the date. Yesterday was September 24th. It was Wanda visiting day on September 24th. What do you think today is? What comes after 24? Let's see. We can start counting from 20 to find out. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So today is going to be 25. And what color is it going to be? We have an A, B, B. A, B, B. A pattern, and A is blue. So here's my 25. And what two numbers are in the number 25? A 2 and a 5. 2 and 5 make 25. Okay, so I'm going to put my 25 there. And now let's figure out the day of the week. So we point to the date, and we go all the way up. The day of the week starts with an F. And we know that F makes a sound like fun. What's the day of the week that starts with a sound? An F? It's Friday, so today's Friday. I'm going to come over here and let's move our arrow. There's all our days of the week. Oops, it was already moved, sorry. Yesterday was Thursday with the TH, Thursday. So today is Friday with the F, Friday. Now, if today's Friday, what day is tomorrow going to be? It starts with an S. Tomorrow is going to be Saturday, so we don't have school on Saturdays. All right, and while we're over here, we can do our weather too. The season is fall. Look, here was that first day of fall on Tuesday. That was the first day of fall. The weather is cloudy and cool. I think it's going to be pretty warm later, though. All right, so let's look again at our September calendar. Here's our September calendar. We've filled in a lot of it. Look at that. This was the beginning of September. That's already done. This was the middle of September. That's already done. Now we're in the end of September. In fact, this is the very end of September because right here is going to be the first day of our new month. Let's go over here to our months of the year. So if this is September, this is where we are now. Next is October with the O, October. So that means that this day right here is the first day of October. Wow, so it's definitely the end of September. It's almost October. Okay, let's go over our pattern. First, we can do the pattern by shape, and then let's do it by number. You can try to figure out by number. Okay, but first let's do it by shape. Let's see. Square, star, star, circle. Square, star, star, circle. What would come next? Square would come next. Okay, I want you to try to figure out what would the pattern be by number. Squares are going to be 1. Stars are going to be 2. Circles are going to be 3. Did you figure it out? Let's see if you got it. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. What comes next? 1 would come next. All right, nice job with calendar today. And one last thing, and then we're done with our calendar time. Yesterday was our 23rd day of school, a 2 and a 3. What would come after 23? What do you think? What would today be? Well, look, we're in our 4s row. All the numbers in this row end with a 1. All the numbers in this row end with a 2. All the numbers in this row end with a 3. So do you think all the numbers in this row are going to end with a 4? Let's see. Let's count from 21 and let's see if that'll help us figure it out. 21, 22, 23, 24, 24. So today is our 24th day of school. And what two numbers are in 24? A 2 first and then a 4. 2 and a 4 make 24. Okay, so there's my 24. Now, how many rows have we filled up? How many rows have we filled up? We've filled up 2 whole rows. How many more days do we have to fill up our 3rd row? Let's see, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 more days to fill up our 3rd row. Okay, nice job with calendar today. Let's head over here and let's do some reviewing of the letters we learned this week. Okay, let's do some reviewing of the letters. I'm going to come right over here to where we can see the lines. Before we start writing them with our markers and boards, let's review the sounds. Do you remember what 2 letters we learned this week? We learned C and we learned O. Okay, let's do C first. So we have C, cat, ka. That's what we say for C to help us remember that C makes a ka sound, like cat. Ka, cat. Okay, first my turn, then I'll show you Echo the Owl and it'll be your turn, okay? C, cat, ka. Okay, now your turn, you say it. C, cat, ka. Good job. Okay, my turn one more time, then it'll be your turn. C, cat, ka. Now your turn. C, cat, ka. Nice job. So this is a C. So we have uppercase C and lowercase c, big C and little c, but they both make the same sound. They both make a ka sound. And they look exactly the same, except this one's smaller, right? Okay, the next letter we learned this week is the letter O. And we say O, octopus, ah. Now look at the shape of your mouth when you say the O sound. O makes an ah sound. Look at the shape of your mouth. What shape is it in? Ah. It's in the shape of an O. That's an easy way to help us remember that O makes an ah sound. Because when you say the sound, ah, your mouth is in the shape of an O. All right, so we say O, octopus, ah. So first my turn, and then it'll be your turn when I show you Echo. Okay? O, octopus, ah. Now your turn. Very good. Did you say O, octopus, ah? All right, I'm going to say it, and then it'll be your turn. Last time. O, octopus, ah. Now your turn. All right, nice job. So now let's do some writing. Now you're going to see that capital O, big O, looks just like little o, except capital O is bigger, little o is littler, but they both make the ah sound like octopus. Okay, so for this, you're going to need your marker and your dry erase board. Your dry erase board and your dry erase marker. So here's your dry erase marker. And get your dry erase board out. Now, I'm going to use this big one so you can see really well. You can use the big side of your dry erase board, or you can use the little side where the lines are closer together. It's up to you, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Okay? All right, let's practice capital C first. Capital C. All right, so big C, we're going to start just a little bit under the skyline. And we're going to curve to the skyline and then curve all the way down to the grass line. And there's capital C. There's big C. Makes a ka sound. Okay, let's try it one more time. Start just a little bit under the skyline and curve up to the skyline and then down to the grass line. There's capital C. Check and make sure. Does your C go above the skyline? No. Does it go below the grass line? No. Okay, do you want to do a silly C? I'm going to do a C. That is not good. And you tell me what's wrong with it, okay? Tell me what's wrong with this capital C, this uppercase C. Okay, what's wrong with it? It's backwards. It's pointing the wrong way. It's backwards. That's not good. Oh, no. Uppercase C looks like this. Skyline to grass line. And it goes this way, right? The open side. It goes to this side. All right, let's try some lowercase c's. Let's try some little c's now. So for lowercase c, it looks just like big C, except instead of going to the plane line, or instead of going to the skyline, we do plane line only. We only go up to the plane line. So put your marker just a little bit below the plane line, and we're going to curve up to the plane line and down to the grass line. And there is lowercase c. There's little c. Makes a k sound. Let's try it one more time. Put your marker just a little bit below the skyline and go curve up to the plane line. I'm sorry, I'm messing y'all up. Plane line. And then down to the grass line. I'm sorry, I keep messing y'all up. But little c, lowercase c, is from dotted plane line to grass line. So check and make sure. Does your C go above the plane line? No. Check and make sure. Does your C go below the grass line? No. Okay, I'm going to do a bad C. I'm not going to do my best, okay? And you got to tell me what's wrong with it. All right, let's see. What is wrong with this lowercase c? What's wrong with it? It is not in the lines. It's just kind of floating off. It's not in any of the lines, right? It's floating away. Lowercase c needs to be from plane line to grass line. Okay, let's erase those C's. And now let's do O. Let's do O now for octopus. Let's do capital O first, big O. So capital O goes from skyline. So put your marker on the skyline. And you're going to curve down to the grass line and then curve back up to where you started on the skyline. And there's our capital O. There's our big O. It looks like a number 0, right? O's and zeros look very similar. Okay, let's try it again. Put your marker on the skyline and curve down to the grass line and then back up to the skyline where you started. Check and make sure. Does your uppercase O go above the skyline? Nope. Does it go below the grass line? Nope. Okay, tell me what's wrong with this uppercase O. Tell me what's wrong with it. What's wrong with that uppercase O? Look, it's not quite big enough. It needs to be a little bit taller to the skyline, and it needs to go a little bit down to the grass line. It needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay? All right, let's try some lowercase o's, some little o's. And you can see that little o looks just like big O, except it's smaller. All right, so little o, instead of starting on the skyline, you're going to start on the plane line. So put your marker on the dotted plane line, and you're going to curve down to the grass line and then curve back up to the plane line where you started. And there's lowercase o, little o. All right, let's try it again. Put your marker on the dotted plane line, and we're going to curve down to the grass line and then back up to the plane line. And there is lowercase o. What shape is lowercase o? Is it a triangle? No. Rectangle? No. A square? No. It's the shape of a circle, right? Now, it doesn't have to be exactly the shape of a circle because look, mine's not exactly a circle, but it's kind of similar to a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just do your best. Try to make sure that your little o is from plane line to grass line. Okay, I'm going to do a silly O. You got to tell me what's wrong with this lowercase o. Okay, tell me what's wrong with this lowercase o. Look, it's too big. It went above the plane line. It's too big. We don't know. Is that supposed to be a little o or a big O? Little O's only go from plane line to grass line. Okay, let's do one more silly one. Tell me what's wrong with this lowercase o. Let's see. with that one? It's floating off. It's not in the lines, and it's just kind of messy. It's not really my best handwriting. It needs to be from plain line to grass line. This one is floating off. Okay, so let's erase those O's. There we go. And you are all done with your review lesson today. So make sure that your marker cap is back on nice and tight. Make sure your marker cap is on nice and tight. Make sure your board is erased and ready to go for next time. All right, and then put your marker and your board back in your cloth foundations bag, and then Velcro it shut so everything stays in there. We don't lose anything. All right, hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday morning. Bye, everyone.